These are the plaintiffs, Latrice Ray and Bianca Wright. Latrice says they rented a house from the defendant who knowingly defaulted on paying her property taxes, but renewed their lease anyway, and now won't return their hard-earned money. The defendant made fools out of them, preyed on them. Now it's time for her to face the justice system and pay them back the $9,700 she stole. This is the defendant, Joyce. She says she inherited the house the plaintiffs rented, and when she got it, the thing had $37,000 in back taxes owed on it. She informed the plaintiffs she wasn't sure if she was going to keep the house, but they signed a new lease anyway. She can't believe they're suing her since they still owe $1,100 on an unpaid water bill and lived out all the rent they paid to boot. She's accused of rotten renting.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket, the plaintiffs rented a house from the defendant. The house went into foreclosure, and the plaintiffs want their money back. But the defendant says that she inherited the house and back taxes as well, and the plaintiffs went in eyes wide open. It's the case of you tax our patience.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Okay, Latrice Ray and Bianca Wright.
Yes.
Who's who?
I'm Latrice.
Okay. You are suing Joyce. You've asked us not to mention your first or last name. You want to be called Joyce. Mm-hmm. Okay. For $9,700.
Yes.
For rent refunds, security deposit, and punitive damages. What's going on?
Well, Judge, we're here today because we know that we were maliciously manipulated by the defendant. Okay. We moved in with her in 2012. Everything
with her?
Moved in her
to a house that she owns. Okay.
In a house that she supposedly owned.
Okay.
2013, February, we received a certified letter by the mail and sheriff delivery that the house was being sold for back taxes. So she came in March to renew our lease. She brought a lease with her. And so we were concerned. So before we wanted to sign a lease again, we wanted to ask her what was going on about this because our names was on the letter as well. So she told us, oh, it's nothing. Don't worry about it. It's only like $10,000. I'm going to take care of it. So we had moved 3 times within the last 2 years. One to foreclosure from another home we were renting. Next, a landlord wanted to take money from us because we didn't want to give him cash. We're tired of being taken advantage of.
Okay, so in February you get a letter.
Yes.
That, I guess, from the bank?
Yeah.
Or from the government?
Yes.
Do you have a copy of the letter?
Yes, I do.
Let me see.
This letter.
Okay.
And this is for back property taxes that you owed?
Yes.
When did you come into possession of the house?
I came in possession of a house in about 2006. Miss Ola, she passed away.
How did you come into possession of the house?
I was taking care of Miss Ola, me and my mother, and she just
magically left you the house?
Gave me the house, yes.
Okay, all right. So you came into possession of the house in 2006, and then never paid taxes on it, ever?
I paid taxes on it, Your Honor, up until 2008 when the taxes went up. You
didn't pay in 2008?
No, I didn't
pay. Or 9, 10, 11, 12.
Right.
So it mounts up. Did you lose the house?
Yes.
Okay.
Wait a second. I'm not asking you right now.
Okay.
Did you lose the house?
The house, they gave me up to August 2nd.
Well, that passed. Did you lose the house?
To pay the taxes.
And did you lose the house?
Yes.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yes.
So has the title of the house already been changed over to the government?
Your Honor, they bought the house through taxes. It was $37,000.
They bought the house through taxes. You mean that they put it up for auction and somebody else bought it at an auction and then paid off the taxes?
Yes.
Are you still living there?
Yes.
Oh, you are? Okay, so wait. Okay, so you get this letter. She then brings you a lease and says, don't worry about it. You sign a new lease.
She said she brought us a lease that don't work. Yes, what you said.
Okay, and so what happens?
We went ahead, kept paying her rent.
Until when?
Up until July. Well, up until August. We didn't give her August rent because that date had passed, and I had contacted the number for the taxes, and they told me that the house has been sold. So she still then, after that date, called to collect rent.
After the house sold, you called to collect rent?
No,
Did you try to collect August?
no,
September?
no.
Do you have phone records to show that she's calling to collect rent?
No, I don't have phone records that she called
No
to
text,
collect rent.
nothing?
I'm sorry, but the defendant and my partner here, they are co-workers.
Did she try to collect rent from you in August or September?
We was at an event on August 6th, and she came to me and she said, Bianca, am I going to get that from you? She
Okay,
asked
so
her
what
for
are
the
you
rent.
guys suing for? You're suing, you want refunded to you all the rent that you paid from February through July. That's $6,600, but you lived there from February through July.
Yes.
So why would I order her to return that money to you? What was the day of the sale? Does anybody have paperwork to show the day of
August
the
the
sale?
2nd. I have it.
August the 2nd?
That was the
2nd.
day it was out of her hands.
Yeah.
So then why are you trying to, what day was she with you trying to get rent?
August 6th.
That sounds like you were trying to scam, everybody's a scammer. That sounds like you were trying to scam rent out of them when you didn't own it?
No, I didn't. Yeah.
No, did you ask her for rent?
No, I did not.
So she's lying about being at an event
Yes.
and you asking
Yes.
her. All right, hand me the paperwork so I can see when the house was sold. Why would you get rent back if you lived there for all those February, March, April, May, June, July, for 6 months? Why would you get to live there rent free?
So who's more abusive, landlords or tenants? What do you think?
It's actually 50-50.
Okay, she's right down the middle, which means non-committal. What do you
I
think?
say tenants because they don't own it. They don't own it.
Okay, that's a fair theory. Last word.
It can be either one.
God, nobody wants to commit here. Going inside the courtroom.
I looked at it as though she knew taxes was owed before she had us re-sign that lease. We wouldn't have re-signed the lease with her if we would have known $37,000 was owed on that, because I mean,
But you're still there now.
Right.
Right, so you're still living there.
Right.
The people who
Bought the house were-
bought the house, are they evicting you?
No, they told us when we went to court on the 12th to meet to
For
find
what?
out our rights.
Wait, you went to court on the 12th to do what?
This was to go to court to find out what our rights were on the 12th.
But what do you mean go to court with who?
The new owners she was supposed to be there too. She didn't go.
Okay, with the new, so you're in court with the new owners in order to what? For them to tell you whether they're going to let you stay there. And
Right.
what'd they tell you?
They told us we would hear from them within 30 to 60 days. So we've been saving our money, putting our money up because we don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, and they didn't say, and in the meantime, pay rent?
No.
Oh, you got a big bonanza going on, don't you? You're still there. You want punitive damages because she couldn't come up with the tax money?
Because I think
You think that in
she
February,
came to me. No,
stop and listen to what you're saying. You want me to tell her that in February when she gives you, because she wants to keep the house and she wants to keep collecting rent, but she can't come up with the money. And as it turns out, she can't pay the back taxes in August. But you want me to conclude that she knew that in February and therefore she owes you 10 grand. It sounds ridiculous when I put it that way, doesn't it? And you want me to punish her for not having the money to come up to keep the house. I'd like to smack her around because I do think that she did know that she didn't own the house when she was trying to get rent from you then. But she didn't succeed in getting the rent from you then. So, now what? Yeah?
Well, I was only thinking that because she lost the house due to the taxes, and I thought that didn't have nothing to do with us with the house.
It doesn't. It doesn't have a darn thing to do with you. She lost the house because she couldn't pay taxes. That's between her, the government, and the new buyer. You're just a tenant who lived there February through July, so you're not going to get that back.
Okay.
And who is still living there. In fact, rent-free, so you're not going to get punitive damages.
Wow.
That's right. Everything that she did wrong, or that she was unable to muster, or what she couldn't afford to pay, does not mean a $10,000 recovery for you guys. My verdict in this case is for the defendant.
Wow.
No, the plaintiffs are still living there, but they come out of the courtroom empty-handed. Just step a little forward a little bit. Tell me, what's your reaction to the judge's ruling?
Well, we've already lost the money, so it's not like, this was just a fighting a chance to see what we could.
You kind of threw it up there and tried to see what would stick, huh? Kind of.
Well, trying to see what our rights were. We don't know. We're going through this, and it's a learning process.
Mm-hmm. So you thought your rights might be to keep some of this $9,700.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
When she comes to the house bragging about that she had a good run, You know, I feel like that's a malicious attempt to take money from us.
All right, so you're worried you might get evicted?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, she's secure. We're not.
All right, good luck. Good luck with it. Well, here you are. What's your feeling about the outcome here?
I
Yeah.
feel that it was justified. They lived in the house. They stayed there. I collected the rent up. I even have letters that they wrote, that I have, that they wrote, in July. So, but I didn't get a chance to say that, but it's okay.
All right, follow this gentleman around
You
the
have a
corner.
good day.
Harvey?
You know, the plaintiffs have no business being in the defendant's business. The fact is, even if the defendant lost the house, if the plaintiffs live there, the plaintiffs have a legal obligation to pay rent. If you use something, you have to pay value for what you use.